Today, I'm going to break down some of the copywriting exercises that I do when I'm doing client work, as well as the ones that I challenge my students to do for themselves. Pencils up, let's go. When you have a creative small business, the writing portion of being a business owner kind of never really stops, right? It goes far beyond just your website words. You have all of those emails sitting in your inbox to answer to, not to mention your email newsletter, and you definitely have that Instagram caption to write this week. Can I get an amen? Now, sure, you could hire a copywriter, someone to take this off your plate for you, but you've got a lot of words to write. So instead, I thought it would be more helpful to teach you some of the most profitable, practical to-dos you can add to your to-do list this week and write for your business. First up, I want you to add one piece of specific data into your website words. Have you ever said, "How are you?" to somebody when you didn't really care how they were doing? Come on, we've all done that before. It's kind of a vague way to greet somebody, right? Well, we use vague words all the time when we're writing for our businesses as well. You've probably written best sometime this week, or lowest, authentic, passionate maybe. But if a claim is worth making, make it in the most impressive way, said copywriting godfather Claude Hopkins. So instead of those vague words, can you show and tell me something super specific with a data point? For example, what is the number of clients or customers or students that you've served? Now that's a pretty easy one, so I want you to think outside the box a bit. What is another specific data point that involves your service or your product? For example, are your silk hand-dyed ribbons double washed to ensure that that color really stays and sticks? Or will you cull the thousands of wedding images that you took for me down to just 300 so as not to waste my time with too many images and really give me some of the most fantastic heirloom quality, professionally selected, because you're the professional, photos? Even if this thing that you're citing is standard practice for other practitioners in your industry, if you're the one that's telling your clients or customers, and specifically if you're the first person telling your clients or your customers, that means something. Here's another example I thought of today. I'm a brand new mom. So what if you were selling prints or artwork and it would look great in a nursery, and you started to tell me some data points about my son's eyes developing between 4 and 8 months. They're starting to focus equally, some other statistics you may know about that. So I should then hang some of your nursery prints across the way from his crib so I can give him some of those exercises to develop his eye muscles. See what I'm saying? When you use specific data points, people are more apt to believe it, way more than they're gonna believe a word like best or lowest or fastest. So that's your homework in this step. I want you to go to a services, a sales page, or maybe even a product description that you have somewhere in your business, and I want you to add in a specific data point. Think outside the box a little bit. You could tell me how many clients or customers that you've served, but think and try to give me one of those ones like the examples I told you. Number 2, batch write more than one headline at a time, or make headline writing a daily practice if you're feeling sparky. The purpose of a headline on your website is to pick out people in the crowd that you want to work with. So by deductive reasoning, yes, this means that it's going to repel the people you don't want to work with, and that's a good thing. I will link a video below where I dig a whole lot more into headline copywriting for your creative small business. So maybe your homework, if you haven't seen that before, is to hop down and watch that. But if you have, then I want you to spend just as much time crafting the headline for a piece of copy in your business as you do on the copy portion itself, that body copy bulk. If you don't have a page of your website to write this week, can you spend just as much time on that email newsletter headline as you are spending time on the body copy of the email newsletter itself? And if you don't have that, I want you to think about your next Instagram caption. Can you spend just as much time crafting that first above the fold section of the copy as you do writing the whole rest of it? Think of it. Nobody is going to click on read more if the first part doesn't grab their attention, just like any other headline in your business. Next up, add 3 things to your copy bank today, or start one if you don't have one. This is something that my students inside Copywriting for Creatives know I love to talk about. And yes, I could call it a swipe file, but I started calling it a copy bank a long time ago, and I like that better. Just like we create mood boards for our brand's visuals, I want you to create a banking and housing system for your brand's words and word inspiration. Now, the easiest example of something that you can add to your copy bank would be a headline that that you've seen somewhere, kind of to reference the exercise that we just worked through. But again, we call ourselves creative small business owners, so think outside the box on different ways that you can pick up on words and phrases and add them into your copy bank. Is there a quote that you have run across recently that you really liked, or a phrase from the podcaster that you listen to all the time? Bonus points again if that podcaster works in a completely different industry from the creative small business industry. Maybe you listen to a religious or a political podcast and they have a phrase in there that totally hooks you and you love. Add that to your copy bank. Here's an example of one that I have done recently and added to my copy bank. I was reading an article on GQ's website about the Oxford comma. I know I would. And there was a phrase in there that I loved, so I added it to my copy bank. The best copy isn't written, it is assembled, and that's what I want you to start to get the hang of with your copy bank. If you need more help there, I have a shop item all about how to create this, and I will link it below. Next up, you can give morning pages a whirl. So this tip isn't just sales copy related, but writing in general. What are morning pages? I'm glad you asked. My friend Katie Selvage, who's editor of Cottage Hill magazine, first introduced me to this idea. Author Julia Cameron gives the how-to for this in her book, The Artist Way. Essentially, here's the idea. In the morning, you open up your journal and you free write 3 pages. Don't think, don't edit, don't judge, just write. A lot of times I have students and they think they're terrible writers, and it's not that they're bad writers, they just lack that grit. They haven't flexed those muscles enough for them to get strong enough for them to also have the confidence that they can do this. Your writing muscles may just be a little bit weak. Now, every morning, writing morning pages is a lot to commit to. So I want you to pull out your planner right now. I want you to find a day this week. Before you start work, do some morning pages. And then on that day, grab a journal, pick up your pen and write and fill 3 pages. It does not matter what you write. It could be stream of consciousness. I just want you to start to get in the rhythm. I also think that you may find this super cathartic. I know sometimes just getting things out on paper, like a brain dump, so to speak, can be a really great way to start your day. In my business, when I've gotten a little bit of a writer's block, coming back to a simple practice like morning pages reminds me that I do know how to write. I just need to flex those muscles a little bit. Next up, split test one thing in your business this week. Figuring out if something works or doesn't work in your business can be done cheaply, quickly, and pretty efficiently with split testing. Now, if you are already keen on knowing how to split test, then let me ask you this. Can you have a time every single week or every single month where you go back and you look at split tests that you may have run in your business and you make data-driven decisions about that moving forward? Did people stay or scroll longer when I changed that headline? Do people open more emails from me when the headline has an emoji or when the headline does not have an emoji? I can't dig too much into this just in this quick video, but 2 tools that are pretty easy and great for this are ConvertKit and Lead Pages. It's been said that split testing lets the thousands decide what the millions will do, and I think that is a great way to look at it. Next up, schedule your next survey. I love reading from feedback that students inside my signature program, Copywriting for Creatives, say, out of all the things that I throw into that program and build it out, so many times they come back to their favorite thing was one of the very first modules where we walk through and really try to figure out how to survey really well. I believe that comes down to psychologically, we crave the clarity of just knowing what people want and being able to give them that. One student put it this way, the things that I thought were not worth telling were the very things that people wanted to know about. Surveys can help you learn what appeals to your audience, to your clients, to your customers, and then turn around and use those words right back at them. Now again, you may have done surveys before in your business, you may be brand new to the idea. Either way, I want you to go back to that planner and I want you to schedule your next survey. How are you going to send something out? And finally, develop a consistent brand voice. I had another student come to me recently and say that before she learned from me, she would swing back and forth like a pendulum from being very robotic, informal, and stuffy to going to the other end and being way too relaxed and way too casual. That is pretty common to hear. Your exercise here is to spend some time developing that brand voice. And like you, I have a resource to help you out. If you go to ashlynwrites.com/quiz, you can take some questions and start to really drill down on what exactly your brand voice sounds like. There's 4 archetypes that will answer this quiz, and along with that, I will give you a slew of other resources that you can use to develop that voice. How are you feeling? I know that that was a lot, but I will tell you what I tell my students and what I say at nearly every speaking engagement. Yes, you can hire a copywriter, but there's a lot of writing to do in your business. You need to be able to DIY some of it pretty dang well. You see, no one knows your product, your market, your target audience, your story, or most importantly, your onlyness factor, that unique selling or value proposition that only you have, quite like you do. You are uniquely gifted and equipped to be able to share your story. You just need the tools to be able to do it. So again, if you want some direction on this and a little bit of help getting started with your copy bank and finding your voice, I want you to go to ashlynwrites.com/quiz. There are just 11 questions for you to pop through. Once you click on that, you'll be given a whole page of further resources specifically tailored for the archetype that you fall into. More than 5,000 of you have taken it. People like Jessica W., who said this: I love quizzes, but normally I take the results with a grain of salt. Don't we all? I kept thinking, wow, this is me to a T. Your quiz is magic, I tell you. That's what I'm talking about. Hello out there to Jessica W. I would also love to shout you out in an upcoming episode, so go to that link, take the quiz, and then comment below and let me know what results you get. I'm curious to see if you get the same thing that I get every single time I take my own quiz. That's all for today. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, hit subscribe so you are first to know when these videos come out every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.